This is a follow-up report, a consumer report about a lowest consumer who does experience severe damages, installation mishap, theft, undue delay of refund and compensation for damages, coercion and distress practices by lowest executive management, as well as efforts to obstruct criminal investigations. So, in a nutshell, as a quick recap, the lowest consumer purchased several installation and delivery of goods from Lowe's, which had either never been delivered or delivered somewhere else, or the installation was so very much bad that the consumer's home is nearly destroyed. Water is pouring in the property of the Lowe's consumer, root caused by Lowe's, and Lowe's knows all about it and doesn't do anything. So there are 3 reports that we broadcasted earlier, and the links to these reports are available in this video. So watch them. But as a quick recap again, this is the Lowe's consumer report. It's currently about 2.5, almost 3 years in the making. And this is to inform you about the progress. Number 1, Lowe's theft. Lowe's never disputed the accusation of having executed theft. Prepaid goods were never delivered. Again, they were prepaid, and Lowe's keeps this money until this very same day, almost 3 years later. As an example, 2 windows that were prepaid, never ever delivered, and they have an overall value of more than $4,000 US. Even more, they had been carried off the property of the Lowe's consumer with a promise they deliver these goods. This is also 1.5 to 2 years in the past. The replacement order from the Windows manufacturer confirmed were received by the local Lowe's store. I repeat that. The replacement order from the Windows manufacturer was confirmed by the Windows manufacturer of having been delivered to the local Lowe's store for installation in the Lowe's consumer's home. The result? It was never ever delivered to this Lowe's consumer. Furthermore, it disappeared from the Lowe's store. It just vanished. In other words, these goods were installed somewhere else. So let me recap this in plain English. This is theft. The accusation that Lowe's performed theft, the Lowe's consumer sent in writing and in several communications were never disputed by Lowe's executive management. I repeat, the accusation of having performed theft was never ever disputed by Lowe's corporate executive management. Second, the refund for goods is subject of undue delay practices by Lowe's. What does that mean? Undue delay practices knowingly practiced by executive management looks like this. On January 4, 2024, it was confirmed by Lowe's executive management that they will refund for goods never delivered, never received, and that the customer prepaid in full. This was confirmed, again, January 4. In April 2024, Lowe's changed their mind by applying coercion and distress practices coordinated across Lowe's Corporate. In detail, the refund of the goods subject to theft was made contingent. Before, it was told that the local manager is not available, he is on some conference, they will do it next week. That was in January 4. Again, they came back 3 months later, changed their mind. Lowe's demanded that the Lowe's consumer forfeits all claims for compensation for damages for $1. Just to recap what you can see in the broadcastings we sent earlier, the compensation of damages sums up to more than $50,000. Next, Lowe's demanded a signature from the Lowe's consumer agreeing to become subject to liquid damages to Lowe's if any media is found disregarding if this media had been produced by the Lowe's consumer or any third party ever. In plain English, the Lowe's consumer was coerced to only receive the refund of goods he never received by agreeing to forfeit all compensation of damages for $1, and same time Lowe's threatened to sue the Lowe's customer if they ever find any media, any trace of media, disrespect whoever created them, for liquid damages by the Lowe's consumer. The result of this is very simple. This is a coordinated practice, coercion and distress practices by Lowe's executive management. The result is an undue delay of refund and compensation of damages. Furthermore, the Lowe's executive management confirmed having received 1 month earlier in March. Again, in March, they confirmed having received claims for compensation of damages in the amount of more than $50,000. And then they sent in April a new document that refund for things that were stolen because consumer never received is only paid out if these claims for damages will be retreated and compensated for $1. By reminding Lowe's that there are some claims to respond to, the result was case closed. So Lowe's obligated the Lowe's consumer, in addition to not refunding, in addition to not paying for damages they caused, on top of this, Lowe's obligated the Lowe's consumer to pay upfront out of his pocket for any required repairs caused by laws until the claims have been settled. So in addition, even while not refunding, even while not compensating for damages, case closed, they're obligated the consumer to pay himself because the property of the lowest consumer is almost destroyed. Rain is pouring through windows and doors. Lois knows this. As a summary of all these things, the lowest consumer property is severely damaged. Rainwater pours into the property root caused by laws. And I repeat, laws, excuse me. On top of this, laws never disputed they committed theft. We will keep you posted on further development. The link to past publications is available here, so you can roll back the almost 3-year process and procedures that led to laws performing an undue delay for refund and compensation of damages, coercion and distress practices executed by lowest executive corporate management knowingly. Responsible for all of this is Marvin R. Ellison. He is the chairman and president and CEO of Lowe's. His office is located at 1000 Lowe's Boulevard in Morrisville, North Carolina. The address is available for you, including a phone number. The individuals tasked to execute this coercion and distress practices are listed as well. Important is that the CEO had received several times, sent by certified mail, these accusations of theft, coercion and distress practices, as well as the undue delay of refund and compensation of damages. As a disclaimer, this information is according to Rule 408, Compromise Offers and Negotiations. Thank you so much. See you soon.